With us now to discuss is retired General Peter Zwack. He is a global fellow at the Wilson Center and served as U.S. Senior Defense Attaché to the Russian Federation. Again, Pakistan is a nuclear power, General. Iran, frankly, about to be a nuclear power. An exchange of fire back and forth here. What's the U.S. interest in this?
Well, the U.S. interest in this is tremendous. Obviously, we will watch closely. Our diplomats certainly are working behind the scenes, certainly with Pakistan. Remember, Pakistan and India had a near miss, potentially nuclear-wise, in 2019. But when you look, John, at the whole aggregate of the Middle East and now Central Asia, from the Mediterranean all the way to Iran, Pakistan, Baluchistan, almost the Afghan border, and then strikes and hits in Beirut, in Damascus, in Kerman, in Iran, near the Pakistani border, and now you have Pakistan and Iran. Yeah, this is really, really dangerous. Not to mention Yemen and the ongoing horror in Gaza.
Well, you talked about Yemen. Let's take a look at what the U.S. continues to do. The U.S. continues to try to strike Houthi targets inside Yemen. These are just some of the locations that have been hit. 4 rounds of attacks now. The U.S. continues to say it doesn't seek a wider conflict, but 4 rounds of attacks, General, isn't it already a wider conflict?
It already is a wider, if you will, but a round of conflict. But we can see that the U.S. and the allied targeteers assisting them have been careful and measured in what they hit. They're still going after installations. They're going after the anti-ship missile launching sites and drone locations. So it's been measured in that way. Yet the Houthis go out. They've hit a couple of container ships recently, including a U.S. flagged one. And I worry that when you have a lot of stuff flying in the air, something eventually hits. And what happens when one of those missiles hits a U.S. or coalition ship or entity or base, and people are killed in this level of tension all around that I've described in the whole Middle East and now Central Asia?
It sounds like you're saying the U.S. attacks so far have not been much of a deterrent on the Houthis.
It seems, well, the Houthis are hard, they're stubborn. They went through a tough war with the Saudis and UAE just 10 years ago and fought them to a standstill. And they're not going to relent. And it looks like they're getting encouragement from their partners. Iran could tell them to stop, and while the Houthis have their own mind, they probably would slow down. But they're not getting that guidance from Iran and other nations, bigger nations. Why doesn't Russia put pressure on Iran to put pressure on the Houthis to knock it off if they really, really believe there should be peace in the region? Well, no, this is hard.
Yeah, it is. One possible reason for that is conflict in this region right here takes eyes off of what is happening in Ukraine up there, and Russia might be benefiting from all of this. General Peter Zwack, thank you so much for being with us.